boxing community has been buzzing in response to the showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez.
Teo, you not in Brooklyn, nigga. What's wrong with you? Easy work, man.
Richardson, what's it out the Master Shakur tonight? Just overall, everything.
I told y'all, man, 9-3, man. But I think Teo lucky. How many rounds they gave him? Did they give him a round? Bum, get Teo out of here.
What kind of Teo done differently in this fight?
Nothing. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't do nothing. He tried everything. What his dad said? I told everybody. That's what his dad said, right? I told everybody.
I can tell you, Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, just the plan himself. Great plan coming in, and he did well. Congratulations to him.
He won all the rounds? Is that what you're saying? He won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
After the fourth round?
Yeah.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like, he just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. It's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. He wanted him to do better, but, this is boxing.
Shakur, dominant performance, only lost a round, which is pretty incredible.
He gave him that round, so he took that round off. I know Shakur, he took that round off.
What, as a fighter, what were you watching in there as the fight was progressing?
Bro, the whole time, I had to take taking the P test, you know what I'm saying? So the whole time in the backstage, bro, I'm just going crazy, he beat him up. It's easy work, he's beating Teo up. It's not even a close fight, you know what I'm saying? So I was just happy for him, super happy for him.
Amazing fight. Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur, and I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk, been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent. And Shakur displayed that tonight. So.
Well, what was that about right there? What was Shakur saying to you in there?
If he wants it, he can get it next.
Right.
Ultimately, I ain't scared or worried about him.
Well, what did you think? What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, no, it was great performance. He performed really well. But ultimately, I ain't worried about him.
All right, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
The outcome and the fact that he was able to win so dominantly.
One, shout out to New York. To Bruce Carrington, he's world champion now. I'm so proud of him.
Facts.
Been watching him fight the undercard and all this stuff forever, and to see him world champion, I was balling, I was crying, yo. So shout out to him. He shine every time he come out to see his story, see how much he done overcame everything. Now he get a 12th round knockout, looking good against Jermaine Ortiz. Wonderful. Now we got the main event with Shakur, and I knew that was gonna happen. Everybody be talking all that rah-rah to me. I know boxing, and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body. And we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is a stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
What did you think about, obviously, Teo's eye? He never seemed to be able to get into it at all. Is that kind of like the experience you had?
He won a round or two, maybe, but that's it. Shakur too dominant. He was able to hit him clean first round, able to avoid shots. Shakur just on his A game. He's sharper, he's stronger, he's better, and now he's a 4-division world champion. I'm so proud of him.
Spanked 12 rounds, like I told him he would. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my brother, man. He did his thing, man.
What stood out the most?
Oh, boy. I already knew he was going to box his ass off. Like, he was going to box him out. Easy work, you know what I'm saying? Shakur's a special talent in the sport of boxing, man. And he's been like that since the amateur. What could Teofimo done differently to secure a win? I mean, I don't have an answer, but Shakur obviously took the fight. Nothing. Easy. Just easy work.
What unfolded was anything but easy work. The night's headline bout, featuring Shakur Stevenson opposite Teofimo Lopez, lived up to every ounce of anticipation. Rather than a reckless shootout, the contest evolved into a gripping battle of intellect and execution. It was a high-speed duel built on timing, positioning, and resolve, keeping fans inside the arena and viewers around the world locked in from start to finish. By the time the closing bell rang, both fighters were drained, the crowd was spent, and the boxing community was already buzzing with intense reaction. From the opening exchanges, it was clear this would be a layered and demanding contest. The early rounds carried a noticeable tension, as both men carefully tested boundaries and gathered information. What unfolded was sharp, efficient boxing, jabs answered by counters, feints met with discipline, where the action looked simple on the surface but was anything but. The pace resembled a calculated dialogue, with each fighter responding to the other's ideas, only to have the calm broken suddenly by explosive combinations that electrified the audience. Preparation was evident on both sides. Each corner came in with a detailed game plan, and more importantly, each fighter showed the ability to adjust when that plan met resistance. The contrast in styles created a compelling rhythm. One boxer relied on movement, anticipation, and clean counters, scoring with precision and economy. The other advanced relentlessly, pressing forward, targeting the body, and trying to turn brief openings into sustained momentum. There were stretches where the counterpuncher appeared nearly untouchable, slipping shots and instantly firing back with clean scoring bursts. In other rounds, the pressure fighter disrupted that control, forcing messy exchanges and clinches that made clean scoring difficult. It became a constant tug-of-war between evasion and confrontation, and the crowd felt every shift as if it were happening to them directly. Several moments stood out as defining sequences. In the middle rounds, a sudden offensive surge from the aggressor pushed his opponent backward, briefly altering the tone of the fight and influencing both the scorecards and body language for rounds afterward. Later, the momentum swung again when the countering stylist fired sharp 1-2 combinations that drove the pressure fighter to the ropes, forcing a reset. These exchanges were not just physical statements but psychological ones, reshaping tactics and urgency in both corners. That is the essence of high-level boxing. A few seconds of action can dictate the strategy for several rounds to come. This contest thrived on that reality. Adaptation became the deciding factor. When distance closed, footwork and rhythm changes created escape routes and counter opportunities. When space opened up, body shots and uppercuts were used to slow movement and wear down resistance. The result was shaped not by one dramatic moment, but by a series of subtle adjustments. Foot placement, punch selection, and timing separated world-class execution from mere effectiveness. Corner teams played a crucial role, delivering calm, precise instructions under mounting pressure. Inside the arena, the atmosphere mirrored the action, roaring approval during aggressive moments, followed by hushed intensity during technical exchanges. Observers across the sport largely agreed on one thing. This was a rare fight that delivered both entertainment and deep technical substance. Judges were faced with a difficult task. Some rounds favored visible aggression and forward momentum, while others rewarded clean, accurate counters that landed with clarity. The bout never hinged on a single turning point, but on gradual shifts that accumulated over time. Did I end the championship rounds? Preparation truly showed. Both Stevenson and Lopez demonstrated elite conditioning, not just the endurance to keep throwing punches, but the strength to maintain form and power as fatigue set in. This is where top-level training camps earn their reputation, ensuring fighters can perform with precision even when exhaustion takes over. The final moments were fueled by sheer will. Both men committed fully, determined to leave nothing unused inside the ring. When the bell finally sounded, the tension didn't immediately fade. It lingered, heavy in the air. The scenes afterward told their own story. There was respect, embraces, handshakes, acknowledgement of shared sacrifice, but beneath it was visible exhaustion. Smiles were tight, movements slow, the cost of the battle written across their faces. Ringside, trainers hovered close, their expressions a mix of relief, pride, and fatigue, as though they too had endured every second of the fight. The AS replay circulated and analysis began. Every exchange was examined in detail. Debate followed quickly. Fans and analysts argued over swing rounds, weighing pressure against precision. Some called for an immediate rematch, while others looked ahead to new challenges. This uncertainty, this lack of a clean consensus, is exactly what keeps the sport alive. At its core, the fight served as a lesson in opposing philosophies. It showed how distance control and timing can blunt power, and how pressure and bodywork can pull even the slickest boxer into uncomfortable territory. Because both approaches found success at different moments, no single narrative dominated. Two elite fighters exposed each other's vulnerabilities while showcasing their own strengths. leaving judges and fans with plenty to argue about long after the night ended.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you got security, boy. Hey, B.
What have you beaten Terrence in? What game have you beaten Terrence in?
Yet it was that very complexity, the lack of a clear, unquestionable answer, that gives fights like this lasting power. When a contest can be scored either way without stretching logic, it becomes the kind of bout that fuels debate and memory for years. That uncertainty is often the soil where legends grow, ensuring the fight remains part of the sports conversation long after the final bell. The reaction across boxing reflected that balance. Fellow fighters highlighted the composure, mental toughness, and in-fight adjustments displayed by both men. Trainers broke down the strategic pivots and conditioning work that allowed each boxer to stay effective deep into the contest. Meanwhile, casual viewers simply appreciated the intensity and drama of a truly meaningful fight online. Discussion exploded. Timelines filled with slowed-down clips of the same key exchanges, replayed again and again as fans searched for insight within tiny technical details, foot placement, punch selection, defensive angles, trying to decode moments that might have tipped the scales one way or the other.
It's a style where which fighter can impose their will on the other. You know, which can impose their style on the other style. So Shakur Stevenson has a very strong style where he can sit back and pot shot you and box and stuff like that, where Teofimo can also box.
Yes, the internet filled up instantly with loud opinions and extreme takes, but underneath all that noise was a real sense of respect. Two world-class fighters stepped onto a global stage and put everything on the line, reminding everyone why boxing still occupies a place no other sport can truly replace. From a business perspective, this fight reshapes the entire division. A performance like this elevates the winner's leverage at the negotiating table, while the man who came up short walks away even more valuable as a guaranteed attraction in future high-stakes matchups. Behind the scenes, you can be sure promoters and broadcasters are already mapping out potential rematches and unification fights, eager to transform tonight's tension into the next major event. For the fans, it was the ideal outcome. One fighter gains serious momentum, while the other emerges with a ready-made comeback story that people will want to follow. No matter how the scorecards read, the visual message of the night was undeniable. Shakur and Teofimo didn't deliver a forgettable shutout or a sudden, hollow ending. They gave us a contest that demanded intelligence, adjustment, and nerve. That is what pushes the standard of elite boxing forward. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more in-depth fight analysis, don't forget to subscribe for future updates.